Hi, everyone. I'm going to wait for a couple more people to come in. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know who I am, but I'm just going to wait for some people to come in before I start going into my intro. Can you guys hear me okay? The chat is a little delayed as well, but I just want to make sure you can hear me well. Well, I'm Beth. I own Abby's Attics Creation, and today I'm going to be going over some wedding party gifts and stuff that you can either give as a gift to a bride and groom, or things that you can make for a gift for a bride's party or a groom's party, stuff like that. I'm here to answer any questions you have about the F2 as well. I do own a lot more machines than that. So I can answer questions about most machines. The only machine I do not have is the S1 or the D1. I'm sorry, my dog is in here and she's annoying me right now. But we may have some special guest appearance from the puppy, or probably my Frenchie would be one that will stop in. So for that, I apologize. I am not in my shop, as you guys can see, if you do know who I am. I am about 737 miles away from my shop. So this is going to show you just how portable the F2 really is. How I got it here is I just put it back in the box it came in, and I put it in my car and I came here. It was that simple. I don't use anything special to transport it. Most of the time I just actually put it in my back seat, and I will drive to, especially short distance, I'll just throw it in the back seat and drive to where I got to go. But for this long of a distance, I did, just in case anything happened, put it back in the box that it came in. Also, there are going to be 3 winners. xTool will pick them. If you scan that QR code right there and just submit your application, there will be 3 $100 winners at the end of the live. I'm sure you will get to see the puppies. They don't really stay away from me too long. And then also, we do have some codes that are stackable. Let me put those up for you. So Beth 100 and will get you off $100 on top of any sales that's going on right now from $999 or more. Beth 300 will get you $300 off $3,999. And for our Canadian friends, Beth 130 will get you $130 off of $13.99, and Beth 450 will get you off $450 off of $53.99. I am going to answer any questions again, like I said, for any of the machines. We're going to be doing some projects today as well. And if you guys have any questions, do just pop them in the chat. I will be checking it periodically. It is a little bit delayed. So if I don't get to it, just post it again. I might not seen it. Sometimes if people comment a lot, it will scroll fast, but it is a little bit delayed. So I will do my best to answer all the questions. But today we are, like I said, we're going to be going over some wedded things, and then I'm going to do a couple of images onto business cards just like this here for you guys, so you guys can see the image quality that you can get. But we are going to be going over like making like a bottle opener. Just some fun wedding gift ideas, like I said. I made one of these. We're not going to be making one of these today, but just to give you an idea. These are pretty big. And then I do have this that I made. For somebody, it's just a cigar box holder. So I just put it, they wanted a picture of a dog because they're dog people as well. And just initials on the back. And then the cigars would go right in there. It does come with a cutter. So, just some really good gift ideas to give to your wedding party. This is a wine bottle bag. It's pretty big, so. Then you can put, whatever you want on them. These are just, that was just an example that I did make. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. I do have a bunch of other videos that I made of wedding gift ideas on my YouTube as well. So you can definitely go check that out. with all the other ideas that I have. But let's answer some questions if you guys have any questions before we start making projects. Maisie, get out of there. Okay, he has a special appearance. Come on, Maisie. You can't stay on Mama. You can't. No, you can't get on my back either. No piggyback rides. Come on, go with Daddy. I love you too. Go with Daddy.
Come here, buddy. Good girl. Good girl.
Do I cut them out myself? Cut what out myself? She's just a puppy. She's 6 months old, so she's still learning. Are you Tech P3? What are you talking about? Do I cut out myself? I'm not sure what. If it's the business cards, because I think that's the smallest thing. No, you buy them like that. All these blanks that I just showed here, they come that way as well. No, the leather. No, I got this from, actually, all of these leather things that I just showed you came from the Laser Outpost. She sells blanks, and they're really amazing. As you can see, the quality. Same with this. I don't think I'm that talented enough to do it. I wouldn't know where to begin. Is there any way to get mirrored gold acrylic to work on a diode? I haven't tried it yet, to be honest with you. It is something I have been meaning to try because I will try anything. I have been told you cannot, but I've also been told that I can't laser a lot of things that I laser. So I don't have any with me here where I'm at. I do have some back at my shop that if you are in my group, it's, what is it? xTool F2 makers. I actually just changed the name. It was owners, but there was a conflict and we changed the name to all the groups to makers. If you're in that group, I will get to it. I will try to get to it anyways next week and see if I can't get it to work for you. I only have the F1, interested in upgrading at some point. It's definitely a great upgrade. I can't say that I had the F1 because I didn't. And I didn't want it. Well, I wanted it, but for me, it came down to when I was getting into the F series, it was going to be either the F1 OG or it was going to be the F1 Ultra. I decided to go with the Ultra. I'm glad I did. So, and I was eventually going to get the F1, but the F2 came out. It has a camera. It's more powerful. It's faster. So I ended up getting that. Yes, Liz has amazing products. I love that girl. Her and I talk, oh my God, almost every day. Although the past couple months between her moving and now me getting ready to move down here to North Carolina, which is where I'm at. I did just buy a house down here. This room I'm in is going to be my temporary shop until my big shop is built out back. I am building a huge 12 by 24, and I'm going to make it into a maker space so people can come and learn and use any of the machines and learn from that. Tech P3 says he has the F2 Ultra UV. I have it as well. And you know what? I can honestly say I didn't expect that machine to blow me away, but everything I've put into it, the quality is amazing. The detail that you get. The only thing I don't like is like when you do a slate coaster, if I do it on the F2, it comes out like white. If I do it on the Ultra UV, it's not as bright, but the detail makes up for that for me in a heartbeat. I would rather have the detail than the brightness of it. And I actually give my customers a choice because I'll show them, because I have one picture that I did, one on the F2, one on the UV, and I show them the difference, and they always pick the UV detail over the brightness of the F2 for the slate. So I am going to show you those coupon codes again, and I will actually post they're going to be giving away a $100 gift card to xTool for 3 winners at the end. If you scan that QR code, you just put in your information, and they will contact you probably via email, I would imagine. Sometimes they do have Michelle post the winners in the groups. I don't know how often they do it that way, but I did just see it happen. So that could be something new that they're doing. So again, there's going to be 3 winners at the end of the live. Unless you're Canadian, then it will be $140. And you will win a gift card to xTool. We also have these stackable codes, and they are stackable with any sales that are going on right now with xTool. And for American people, it's Beth 100, and you'll get $100 off, $999 or more. Beth 300, and you'll get $300 off, $3,999. And for our Canadian friends, it's going to be Beth 130, and you will get $130 off of $13.99, and Beth 450, and you will get $450 off $53.99. So I am going to switch over and set up a file. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I cannot see any comments right now, so I'll have to check back on those. So this is one of the files I created actually this week for you guys. What I am making with this is going to be like for a ring bearer to hold the rings in. So this is going to be the bottom plate. This is going to be the outer edge. And then these hearts right here are what will hold the rings. So we're going to start with the engrave first. And I am actually just using basswood for this. It's very thin basswood. I don't have much blanks or materials here, and this was already pre-cut to fit the machine, so that's what I grabbed. I am going to start with the engrave, and I do want to show you guys, because I get this question a lot, how to change the order of what's going to happen. So for me, I have this black as my engrave. This blue is going to be a score, and then I think it's red, is going to be cut. I'm colorblind, so it could be green. I really don't know. What I'm calling blue could be purple. I really don't know. So hopefully you guys understand that. So it has the score as first on my layer because that was like the last thing I made. And I'm going to change this down so my engrave is next. And then if you wanted to cut by layer instead of letting the machine pick what it's going to do, you're going to do user defined, and then you just click by layer. And then it'll do it exactly as the order is over here. It'll do this first, which is my score. This is my engrave, and then this is going to be the cut. And where is my cut? Here we go. So for this, I did test this out before I came on live just to make sure it would work. And I ended up doing what they said because this is very thin basswood, so it should work perfectly fine. For my score, let's see what they recommend. They're recommending 70. I am actually going to turn that down because my score, I really do not need that bright. It's just a place where I can lay these down. I always like to do a score, and then so I can show you guys what I do. I don't like to make it the same size as what I'm laying on top. I like to make it just a little bit smaller. So what I did is I copied and pasted each of my hearts, and then I clicked, those are groups, so let me ungroup them. And then I clicked each heart, and I went to offset. I clicked inner. I unclicked external, and then I just made it as small as I possibly could, which it probably won't look good right now with this one. So, oh, actually it doesn't look that bad. So, and it just did this one inside here that I'm clicking on right now. I do that just so I know where about to place it when I'm going to glue these down. And I don't have glue with me, so I can't actually glue them down and show you guys what it would actually look like with rings on it. But that's what I do for those. I am just going to group these back together. For my engrave, I want to check and see what xTool is recommended. I am going to up my lines to at least 120. The more lines per centimeter you add, the longer the time is going to be. But the way to think about with lines per centimeter, so say you have a circle like this circle here, it's how many times that laser is going to go back and forth this way. And if you don't have enough lines per centimeter, it's going to end up being jagged and it's going to look like zigzagged almost. So it's not going to look like a perfect circle. It's going to be jagged, almost like it's pixelated in a way. So that's why you want to definitely make sure to have enough lines per centimeter for that. I am going to bump this up just a little bit. Let's see what they have for. I'm going to go in the middle here and do 75. So I do have this connected to my AP2. It is on auto, so it should automatically kick on, and I will switch over to that camera so you can watch it happen as well. If it'll let me. I just had it doing it earlier. Come on. There we go. It was like it kicked me out of it for a second. So as you can see, this is here. It is already in focus. I'm just going to verify that it is perfect. I am going to go ahead and frame this just so you guys can see that it's going to basically take up the whole space. So it is a pretty good size. It's big enough to fit rings on it. And we are going to process this. I am going to close this so you guys don't get blinded or myself. This will take a little bit, so I will try to answer questions as well. I will switch back over. It's going to take about 4 minutes and 14 seconds, so I will do my best with the noise to answer as many questions as I can. Veronica is saying, I currently have the F2 portable and debating about getting the F2 Ultra or the F2 Ultra 60. So you're either debating getting the dual or the regular. I always say get the dual because you never know if you're going to need that diode part of it as well, especially for like wood and stuff like that. If you have something bigger that you can't fit in here. Which I actually have an example of something that if I had my F2 Ultra or my F1 Ultra, I would do. But it also just shows the versatility of this machine as well. But I would definitely get the dual. And if you use my code, you can actually save more money. It's stackable and the code will be good until the 23rd, I believe it is. So you, Veronica, for you, you could use Beth 300 if you're in America and save $300, or Beth $450 if you're in Canada. And again, these codes are stackable, and they are good until I believe it's the 23rd. I can't see it on my screen. Let me see if I move that. Yes, till the 23rd. You're very welcome. Let me raise this up a little bit for you guys. I didn't realize you wouldn't be able to see it. As you can see, I am using the touch screen from the F1 Ultra actually, and I like it better than touching the side of the button over here. I like the fact that I can see what my design is going to be. Right here, it'll tell me if I mess up and don't select the right laser type or anything. And when you're at a craft fair, instead of having people hit the button on the machine, which could bump the machine or move it, they can just hit the green button, and it's so much easier, and they have so much fun doing it too. I'm just going to scroll and see if I missed any questions. It doesn't look like I did. Thank you. I'm going to try to say this, but I know I'm going to say it completely wrong. Philipper Humoresta. And I know I said that wrong, and I'm so sorry. He says, great job. Blessings from Cuba. So here is the finished results. It's a nice dark engrave. The score is light enough, so when I do glue these pieces together, it'll be just enough so I can see it. And we will cut the next part out as well. That way I can just place it on top and you can see or get an idea of what it would look like. I'm moving that part of the graphic off of my canvas, and I'm just grabbing the other one. If you have stuff placed off the graphic, then you don't have to worry about it cutting or anything, but if it's touching, you do. xTool will give you a warning that it's not completely in it as well, though. And I will send that one now. So I don't know if you can actually see the screen on here or not, but it's showing my graphic right here. What's going to happen is telling me it's the blue light. So if I accidentally didn't change it from blue light and I changed it to red light, then it would tell me and I would be like, oh, okay, I got to fix that. That's why I like it, because I do forget that sometimes. It's more so I have it on IR as opposed to having blue light when I need it. Thank you very much. I'm just going to say Philipper says simply beautiful. He's eager to get his xTool. They are great machines. I am going to warn you ahead of time. You will not stop at just one. They're that addictive. Trinity is asking, when it comes to wedding ideas, wedding items, where do I get my ideas from? I literally just think of them. I think of different things that I can make. And my son actually is getting married. So a lot of the stuff that I'm thinking of is for him as well. And his wife, that, well, technically they are already married. They just haven't had a ceremony yet, and they're going to be doing that. So a lot of these is all things that I'm giving her ideas for. So I have Spet Dads and Zobo Customs. They have 4 lasers now. I have 7 now. They're extremely addicting. And when I set my shop up down here, I'm probably going to have a lot more because I have to have double. Well, double of my P3 anyways. I'm going to transport my F series back and forth from this shop to my other one. So like I was saying with my score lines, when I get home, I can just glue that on there. I will end up sanding them just so I can get some of the, make it softer and it'll stain much nicer. I'm just going to put a clear stain on it, but like that's that little dot right there, that'll come right off. And that was probably from the CO2 actually cutting it. I do want to let you guys know, if you do not already have a laser like this, when you cut, it is going to be at an angle. It's not going to be straight down. It's going to be beveled because of how the laser comes down on the, it's only straight in the middle. It's only straight down. But once it starts getting around here, it comes down at an angle. So that is the idea right there with this. And like I said, you would put the rings on each one, and then the ring bearer can carry them down the aisle. I thought it was such a super cute idea to do. And let me see if it'll let me switch my camera back. There we go. And I will answer some questions. They are, Steps says he wants a UV printer, but they're priced too high. They are expensive, but they are worth it. Just for the detail alone that you get, especially on photos, is amazing. The crystals, I mean, I do some crystals, but I haven't actually like put them out there to sell yet because I'm trying to dial them in even better than I have already. Actually, my name is Carmela. Oh, you're very welcome. I was just reading what your name was on the screen. Thank you, Becky. Becky says so cute. So if you guys have any questions at all, definitely drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I will go on and show you something. I'll do a bottle opener here. Oh, the UV printer. I can't wait for that to come out either. They just posted, it was either today or yesterday. All my days are kind of blurring together at this point. There has been a little delay in it. It's still going to be, I think, Q. It should still be Q2 if I'm doing my math right in my head. Yeah, because August is still Q2. It's either going to be the end of July, beginning of August, they're saying now, because they found a couple of problems with like the laminator machine and something with the rotary. How bad are the fumes? I have the AP2 set up next to it. I usually use the IF to vent right outside, but I'm using the AP2 while I'm here, and I don't smell anything. The AP2 is a far stronger machine than the desktop purifier. It has bigger filters, more power to suck those fumes out, so it extracts them no problem. I've used this at trade shows, at vendor events, and nobody says anything. They're actually surprised that they can't. What has been my favorite thing to create? My favorite thing to create are my flags, actually. And I've been doing those now on the P3. I do plan on trying to do some smaller versions of some of that, like when I paint the wood black and then I remove the paint off of it and reveal the wood color. I do plan on trying, if I ever get enough time in the day, to play around with just for myself. Do they ship to every part of the U.S.? Yes, all across America, Canada, pretty much all countries. I think they don't to Australia. I don't think they do to Hawaii, actually. It could change, but I'm not sure if it has or not. I just got the AP2 because my M1 Ultra being vented out is not cutting it. What kind of exhaust fan are you using for that? I had a regular exhaust fan from like years ago and it wasn't cutting it at all for me. Oh, they do ship to Hawaii now? So they ship all over America now. How do you figure which machine do you use for your project? So I guess really it all depends on what I'm doing. So if I'm doing a bigger wood project, especially cutting, I will put that on my P3. That's the main CO2 that I use most of the time now. I do have the P2, but since I got the P3, I mainly use that. If I'm doing small jobs like this, the F series, the detail is by far better because of the wavelength and the smaller beam. So I will try to do all my engravings on my F series, unless it's, one of my big flags or a big photo that I'm engraving. And I mean, it has to be like a big size. If I'm doing metals, like jewelry, something that's like stainless steel, like this, for example, I try to use my F1 Ultra for that because I love the enamel that I get on that. It's just like a true black from all angles. I can get it on this. I can get black on this machine as well. It has a slight texture to it. If I take it out of focus, it's more smooth, but I just prefer the F1 Ultra for that. If I'm doing coins, embossing coins, I use my F2 Ultra. If I'm doing glass, anything like that, I will use my UV. If I'm doing high detailed images, I'll use the UV as well most of the time. So it really just comes down to what I prefer. I use the xTool inline fan for my P2S F1 Ultra and no problem. Same with me. I have my IF2. I have one fan connected for when I get home, it'll be 7 machines because I have a machine at home that got delivered. Inlet fan attached to the end of the hose from the M1 attached to plywood in the window. Oh, I think you mean inline fan. Is it xTool's inline fan or is it like another brand's inline fan? If it's xTools, I don't know why it wouldn't be doing that for especially the M1 Ultra. That's more than enough power for it. I'm thinking it's got to be a different brand, and it's just could be old. Sometimes if you take it apart, you can clean the blades off, and that'll help a lot too. another brand. It might, it's one or two things. It might not be powerful enough. It could be just really like the soot and everything is caked on the blade, so it ain't like sucking enough air out. So I would take it apart and see if cleaning those blades and everything inside of it would help, because they do get really gross pretty fast too. I take mine apart at least every 6 months and do it, and it's amazing how gross they get. On these machines, I do have one with me, I believe. I use a pre-filter most of the time. So for the F2, I do have it, but it's in another box. So for the F2, I use like a pre-filter most of the time. I just didn't put it on for today. And what this will do is it'll catch all the dust and everything before it goes into the exhaust. So I'm just going to share my screen again. And we'll close this one out. So this one is just for, like I said, it's the bottle opener. I am going to take a picture of my plate. This right here is how you autofocus, for those that do not know. And it's still really crooked. And I'm just going to drag this up here a little bit. I always will frame just to make sure that it's how I want it. I am going to use the rectangle for this so I get the whole box so I see exactly where it's going to go. And then I'll just make adjustments with my hand. For the most part, I'm pretty good at figuring out exactly where the center is. I don't know. My husband says it's my superpower. For this bottle opener, I am going to use 100 power, a 700 speed, and 200 lines per centimeter. And I will switch over to that camera now. So as you can see, I have it framed right here. It looks pretty good. I am going to close this down again so you guys don't get too blinded. And this one shouldn't take too long. This is a quick one. This is only 49 seconds. These aren't just good for weddings either. These are good if you have somebody invited you to a dinner party, anything like that, and you don't have anything to bring. You can make a quick one of these up, pair it with a wine bag, with a bottle of wine, and you're good to go. I love the xTool has inline fan. It pulls fumes from my S1 as well as my two other 3D printers at the same time. It's an extremely powerful fan. It really is. I was blown away by how good it was. I actually bought two of them because I didn't think I'd be able to run all 6 lasers that I had. Actually, I had 5 at the time. I didn't think I would be able to do all of them, and I do. So now I have an extra one. So like I said, these aren't just good for weddings. These are good for Father's Day. Like I said, getting invited to a dinner party and you don't have anything, you can make a quick one of those up and it works great. I only know about the M2 as much as you know about the M2. But I would definitely keep an eye out and join all the groups that you can. And that way you can learn what it has and what it doesn't have. But something tells me it's going to be a huge upgrade from the M1 Ultra, though. They always make a big jump, so I would think it's going to be huge. I would think it would be more powerful as well. So again, don't forget to scan this QR code. That way you can win a $100 gift card. You know, it's good for anything. You can get materials on it. You can put it towards a machine, stack it with your points that you already have earned. So make sure to scan this QR code for a chance to win a $100 gift card. There will be 3 of them. And again, for anybody interested, if they are buying anything, this is a stackable code with any sales that they have right now. For America, that's going to be Beth 100, and you get $100 off $9.99. Beth 300, you get $300 off $3.99. For our Canadian friends, that's going to be Beth 150. No, Beth 130. I can't see it because there's like a graphic on top of it. It's going to be Beth 130, and you get 130 off of $13.99. Or if you spend more than $53.99, you can use Beth 450 and get $450 off of your purchase. We got that out of the way. This just went huge on me, so now I have to try to escape out of it. Zobo Customs, I hope they had a camera functionality to it. I'm feeling like they will. I have a feeling like they will as well. I mean, everything out, they put the camera in the F2, so they upgraded the camera system for the P3, so hopefully they do. I have a feeling they are, so. I think more information will actually be coming out next week about it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys how you can easily do a cutting board for somebody. So as you can see, this is huge. I actually made a bigger one. I made, I don't know if you guys saw the video, I made this big, huge charcuterie board. I mean, the thing is like 24 inches long and like that wide. And then I just placed my F2 on top of it, which is pretty much what I'm going to do with this as well. If I can't fit it exactly how I want it anyways, which I might be able to. Actually, I think I will be able to. Awesome. I usually will do these on the F2 Ultra, so I am just setting it up right now. I'm switching over my, actually you guys can watch me do that. So I just placed it on top because I think I will be able to do it just fine. And I am going to share my screen so you can see what I'm going to do. So this graphic here is about 3.5 inches wide by almost 3.2 long. I am going to frame this first so I can see exactly where it's going to be placed. I am going to flip this around. I didn't grab the whole thing. And I'm doing that because I can't put it in the exact corner that I want it. So I'm going to engrave. Actually, I might be able to. No, I don't have room to go the other direction. I'm using little TB trays, so I don't have room to do a lot of stuff. So xTool is suggesting a power of 80 and a speed of 600 and 140. I am going to bump this up to 90. I'm going to slow this down to 550 actually. And I'm doing 140 lines per centimeter. I am not going to do a crosshatch because it will take a long time on this machine. But if I were at home with my F2 Ultra, I would do a crosshatch on it as well. And obviously it would be completely different settings as well. So I'm going to stop the framing. I am going to stop my screen share and I'm going to switch you guys over so you can watch the engrave. And I will close it so you don't get blinded. So this is going to take, actually, that ain't going to take long at all. You know, I might do a crosshatch now. It said 1 minute and 45 seconds, which isn't that bad. I thought it was going to be like a 4-minute thing. So when you do a crosshatch, what that means is it's going to come this way, back and forth, and then it's going to go back and forth that way. And it just makes sure that it's cleaner. It gets rid of any lines that there might be. I always do a crosshatch, especially on my stainless steel items. Remember, drop those questions in the comments so I can answer them for you. I do have this, I forgot to say, on Smart. I had set that up earlier in the day when I was setting my whole screen up. So it is on Smart Process, which makes it go faster because it does it one part at a time. For my F2 Ultra, I don't know them off the top of my head. Let me check my thing, my 7 sheet. I'm just looking for it in my long list of stuff that I have. So just give me a second to find that for you. I actually don't have it on here or on this one. It's probably written down at home and I forgot to add it. I want to say it's something like 50 power and like 1200 speed with a crosshatch on. And this is on walnut. So depending on the wood as well. If it's a harder wood, it's going to need more power and slower speed. I'm actually going to run that one more time, but without the crosshatch, just because I see some imperfections down the bottom of the M. So I'm just going to go back in. I'm going to hit finish. And I know I'm not sharing the screen. That's why I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm turning off this crosshatch and I'm just going to run it one more time. You're very welcome. What do I usually go for with speed if doing a coin emboss on the F2? On this F2 or the F2 Ultra? If it's this one, I actually have a whole video for it. But for my settings for that, I'm going to my settings sheet again, sorry. I know for sure this one is on here. So if I'm doing a coin on the F2 5-watt, I do 100 power, 100 speed, 300 lines per centimeter, and I actually only do 125 layers. You can do the full layers, but it just takes a lot longer. So the coin that I did the video on, I did the 256 layers and it took like 32 hours, if I remember right. And when I did 125 layers, it took, I think, 8 hours. I did it so long ago, I can't remember. I would have to watch the video, but the video is up on my YouTube under Abby's Attics Creation. So that looks better. So as you can see, I did get a nice dark engrave. So the reason why I ran it again is because there was some spots down here that were really light. So I just wanted to hit it again. And then from here, you could, if you wanted to, you could do an inlay on this with either, if I masked it, you could have did paint, or you can do epoxy, or actually Star Bond has a glue that you can put right into it. It's like black glue. They have a white glue as well, and you can put that right into it and then sand it off if you have anything going on the outside edges. Thanks. I had a long burn. Insurance. Thanks. Yeah, it takes a very long time to do a coin on here. It's definitely not going to be deep. I don't have any of my coins here that I did. They're back at my shop. It's not going to be deep, but you will still see the detail. There'll be a little bit of depth. It's probably like 0.1 of a millimeter deep. But you do get good detail. Like I said, I have it in a video on my YouTube if you want to check it out. I haven't done it with something like this, but I have done it when I got the P3. I decided to make my logo like super huge, like ridiculously huge. It literally takes up my whole wall. And I used it to fill in the lines because I had to splice it in half. And so I used it on the outside ring of my logo anyways to do that. The inside ring, I messed that all up. It looks a hot mess. But I learned from it, and that's all that matters. I was actually trying to teach myself how to fill those seams. So I saw a few powder coat burns, which was interesting. Yes, I started doing the powder coat burns on slate coasters. I do it on wood as well. I just don't have a video of it on wood yet. But I will get to that as well. It's a forever growing list of things that I have to do. But it's really interesting. I have learned, I started doing it years ago, but I have learned, I started doing it on a CO2 actually. And then after I got the F1 Ultra, I decided to see. So you can't do it with the IR. It'll just literally push the powder down the whole way. So you have to use the diode, and each color it requires different power settings. I missed what you said your YouTube channel was. Sorry. It's Abby's Attics Creation, the same name that's down the bottom here. Yeah, I mean, I have all those videos up there. Like I said, the only one I don't have is the wood one, and I will get to it eventually. Just I've been so busy between buying the house down here, doing content, and helping people in the groups and my own orders. And I have another business as well that started back up again because it's chicken mosquito control. So it's only seasonal. So we started that back up. So I've been extremely busy the past few months. So I was playing with the bottle opener. I have to play with something in my hands. And so I'm going to do some images now on some business cards. I love doing these. They're quick, they're easy, they're fun, they're very detailed. So I will share my screen with you again. And we will set that to finish. So this is Ella Langley. I actually made one of these yesterday too as well, just to test out everything and make sure my machine was working good down here. And I actually didn't even have to recalibrate it. I'm kind of surprised at that. And I'm going to frame. So for images, for the most part, especially for single people, not multiples in a photo, I do find that they kind of require two different settings. But for this, I am doing the infrared light, and I am doing a dot duration of 82, a power of 95. My DPI is set to 495, and I'm on Jarvis bitmap mode. But something else I want to tell you. So I have this set up as a business card in here for the material. And I do that because if I don't edit it myself in Adobe or anything, you can go to adjustments and then click auto adjust, and it will automatically set it for that material. The only thing I do is I will turn up the sharpness a little bit to about 10. I'm going to turn down the contrast a smidge. And I do that because these areas where it's like really white, I want it to have because that's not going to engrave. I want it to have a little bit of an engrave so you can see it. And I'll just turn down the brightness just a smidge as well to help with that. And that's pretty much what I do if I just use xTool software to do it. Again, I do have on my page on YouTube, I do have how I actually do prep a photo. I did it for slate coasters, but it's the same process that I use for all of my photos when I use my Adobe. So I'm going to switch over for you guys. So then what you can do after this, now that looks great as it is right there. But what you can do is you can click on this, if it'll let me do it, and it probably won't for some reason. It's going to make me look like a liar. It's not letting me do it. So normally what I do is I create an outline, and I could probably figure out why it ain't letting me do it, but here we go. I just figured it out. I'm going to create an offset. I'm just going to do the outer area. I'm going to set it to 0. And when you set it to 0, it brings it right up against it. You can space it out a little bit if you wanted to. I'm going to hit that with the blue light as well. I mean, with the infrared light as well. I should have actually did it on the cutting board because it really does make the letters pop if you leave them just engraved. It really makes it stand out more. But I am actually going to fill that. Oh, crap. And I forgot to turn that other layer off, so it's going to engrave again. The joys of a live, you get to see the mistakes. So even though I ran it twice, it still doesn't look bad. So see that outline going around it? It just kind of separates her from the rest of the blank space here. That's all right, Pamela. Pamela said she had to pop out for a while. So I enjoy making these a lot. These are fun just to make. And I will flip this card around and do another one for you guys. And these are going to be the same settings for this picture as well. It's kind of going to be a surprise who it is. I haven't run this one on a business card yet. And I did the same progress for editing and doing the brightness and stuff as well. That looks a little blurry. Yeah. I know I'm getting glare and I'm sorry about that. Maybe if I put my hand behind it. I'm actually getting ready to go see him. That's why I thought of him today. Do you guys have any more questions, anything like that? I can show you one more gift idea to do for a groom or a groomsman or anything like that. And this I didn't plan, so I'll have to set the whole thing up with you guys. Any questions at all, just put them in the comments. Do you guys need to see the codes again or anything like that, or the QR code so you can enter for a chance to win? I started with the F1 Ultra, realized I needed a CO2 for certain things, bought a Glow Forge and quickly needed bigger. So I have the P3 as well, been a great machine. Yeah, I started my first machine. How I actually started getting into laser engraving is I was actually doing crochet at first. I became disabled and I needed an outlet for myself. And so I started crocheting and knitting. And then COVID hit and I had to start making masks for my guys while they were out in the field working. And then customers seeing them with it, and I sewed the logo on and everything, and they wanted masks. So then I became a mask making person, and I ended up getting a Cricut to help cut with them, and then that wasn't enough to keep up. So I ended up getting a cheap, yes, Kid Rock. I ended up getting a cheap K40, and I was cutting my fabric with that. And then I realized how much I loved it, and I ended up getting another machine, which ended up to be a bad experience from this manufacturer. I had 3 bad units with them. And I ended up coming over to xTool shortly after the P2 came out. And I've been happy with them since. Yes, that was Kid Rock right here. I know not everybody's a fan of him, but some people are. So I am going to share my screen again with you guys so I can show you how I'm going to set this up. And again, it wasn't planned, but I have a blank canvas here, so that's perfect. That's what these are over here, guys. These are all blank canvases. So if you're at an event or something and say you're offering just a few certain things, you can set up different canvases. That way you have all your settings saved and you don't have to have a million things on one canvas. All you do is you click this right here and see now it's disappeared. So you click this, it'll pop up and you just hit plus, and then you can save all your work right there. So let's see, I am going to do, I'm going to set that to engrave. Now, I don't like how spaced out these are. So what I am going to do is I'm going to hit on more, and then it brings it down. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to hit frame just so I can see where it's going to be and make my adjustments from there. So again, this is great for groomsmen or anything like that. And because my memory is horrible, 100, 700. Again, we're going to stay on blue light because this is leather. And I'm going to do the 200 lines per centimeter. It is framing still right now, as you can see. I'm going to stop the framing and I'm going to switch over to that camera so you can watch it engrave. And what this is just a trinket tray, and you snap these together. I mean, not necessarily just for men, women can use them too. And, you know, you put it on your nightstand, you could throw like your keys in it or whatever. And it keeps everything in one place. Yes, I'm using the touch controller. Green button, same on all units. Yeah, you can. This is just an F1 Ultra controller, and that's what I use. I like to use it, especially like going to events, because people like to push the button and start it, and it makes them feel like they actually created something. So instead of having them hit the side button over here, which could knock the machine or move it, I discovered when I first got it by accident. I discovered it. I saw the knob on the back, and I was decided to try my F1 controller, my F1 Ultra controller in it, and it worked. And I've been using it ever since. I actually bought a separate one just so I don't have to keep switching them. I can tell you, but felt dumb in the moment when I was realizing you could right click on rename on the tabs. Yeah, you can do that. There's a lot of stuff that I had those moments with as well. Yeah, you can get the smaller keyboard button as well. Like I said, I prefer the touch screen because it's going to show me the design. So it's going to show me my design that I'm making here. It's going to tell me down here if I have the blue light on or the IR, which I do forget to switch from IR to blue light often. And when I see it on there, it tells me. You can also put store files in that as well. I don't do it. I haven't done it on any of my machines, but you can. I believe these are like, I'm trying to remember what I paid. It's like 100, I think maybe at 25 or something like that. I don't remember. But it's better than having people bump the machine or anything like that, especially at events. Yes, I can. Let me just grab that graphic for you. So there's the QR code. They're going to be giving away 3 $100 gift certificates, which you could use it to get the controller and only spend a few dollars. We also do have stackable codes as well. So those are Beth 100 off of $9.99. Beth 300 off of $39.99, $3,999, not $39. And for our Canadian friends, it's Beth 130 off of $13.99 and Beth 450 off of $53.99. And I'll go back to the QR code. You'll love the F2 Ultra. You really will. Like I said, I use that mostly for embossing. I'll do it for engraving as well. But I like that for embossing. I like it for making some of my patches as well because I do a lot of hat patches now, which I never thought I would, but I've been doing them. Oh, is it 150? I couldn't remember. I've had it for a while, so I couldn't remember. You're very welcome. Hello, where is the M2 laser? Ha ha ha. It's not available yet. I believe next week they'll have more information for it. Even if I knew anything, I wouldn't be able to say, but I honestly don't know anything. But I believe that, again, it was either yesterday or today. They posted more information about it. I did post it in my groups, and I am going to be helping a friend out or a couple of friends out in their groups with it as well. So there was some information, but I mean, we all only know as much as you guys know. Now, that's not to say that I'm not going to buy one, because I will. I can answer questions about any other machines as well. Yeah, I think they're advertising it or they're doing a pre-sale maybe. I haven't been on the website for a couple of weeks. I've been down here. I've been busy down here. This is probably the easiest day I've had in 2 weeks down here because we got a lot of our stuff done and we're leaving Saturday to go back up to the Cape. And then I'll be back down here again in June for about a month. And then I have to go back to the Cape for some medical treatments. So if you guys don't have any more questions about this machine or any other machine other than the M2 or the UV printer or even the press, I don't know anything about those yet. If you guys need more wedding ideas, definitely check out my videos. I have a bunch of shorts on a bunch of different things that I've made and ideas that I put out there for everybody. I have other ideas as well, but I need the P3 to make them, so I haven't. Yeah, I'm okay. I have it's called occipital neuralgia and trigeminal neuralgia. And I've had 3 surgeries now for it. I have to get injections, one treatment every 12 weeks. And then I go basically every 12 weeks between those injections to get a different kind. And I'll be having another surgery for it shortly as well. And then I have to have a separate surgery. They found a lump on my face over here, and we have to find out a way to do that, remove that without having half my face paralyzed because it's wrapped up, I guess, inside a nerve that controls that side of your face. I got all these leatherette pieces from the Laser Outpost. Yes, they were just there in St. Louis. I think they had the M2 there, didn't they? I know they've been bringing it to some shows. Again, all these bottle openers, the cigars, the wine cooler, the flask, everything like that I got from the Laser Outpost. If you guys use this code for her, it's my old xTool name, my old xTool F2 group's name. It's xTool, all capital letters, xTool F2 owners. You'll save 10% off your first order. Pixel says, oh no, that's not good. I hope you make a quick recovery. Believe it or not, the recovery is the worst part. But it's also the best part, if that makes sense, because I end up being in a lot less pain. So what they did before is, so about 1.5 years ago, they went up the side of my head here and they decompressed some nerves. Then they went in last July through my eyes here and here, both of my eyes, right in here. And they cut these nerves that are here and they decompress nerves up here. And then I had to go back in and have a retouch up on, it's called the lesser. And then now they have to go in and decompress a nerve over here. Trigeminal neuralgia is awful. I've had that nerve shock. Yes, it's the worst. I have a constant, like, this side of the head is worse. I have a constant, like, zapping electric, like I'm being shocked constantly. I'm in the middle of actually needing some blocks for it again. But I'm getting by. I've been dealing with it for a long time now. I have days where I'm just like, oh my God, but I'm doing good. The surgeries have worked a lot better. So before, like for my eye one that they did when they did these and this nerves here, I couldn't even have light on or anything. I had to basically live in the dark. And then they did those, and now I can go outside, which is why I always wear a hat. Because it helps shield some of it. I'm still kind of light sensitivity, but I think that's my actual eyes at this point because they're hazel. Just kind of like same thing with blue eyes. But I'm a lot better now. I can enjoy my life now instead of being locked in the dark all the time. There is a live on the 29th. Yes, I've seen that. Actually, I believe it's the 28th. Let me check my calendar. I might have to do it on my phone. My phone is sideways, so it's going to be funny to read this. Yeah, I believe it's the 28th. Hi, Craftable Things. Is there a Canadian link for the controller for my F2 as I can't find a place? You know what? It's weird. If you want to shoot me a message, I'll try to find it for you. I'll have to, as my phone is gonna fall off the thing now. Let me see if I can find the name of it for you before I have you message me. So they actually call it touchscreen controller for the xTool F1 Ultra. So try putting that exact words in. Let me get rid of this graphic so you can see. If you still can't find it, shoot me a message either on Facebook, or you can do it on YouTube or anything, and I will see if I can't get a link for you. Yes, they can help too as well. I honestly would just be contacting one of my xTool people to get me the link if I can't find it myself. But I know even on the American side, sometimes it's hard to find. You might also be able to find it. So if you click on machines, go to F1 Ultra and then accessories, you might be able to find it that way too, because they did just change around the website a little bit. You're very welcome. Yes, it works for both. I no longer have to switch it back and forth. When I discovered that it did actually work, I was switching my controller back and forth between the two, but I ended up buying a second one. But I like it. It's so much easier. Like I said, I can see the work, the file that's being sent. I can see if it's IR or blue light, stuff like that, so I can fix any mistakes when I forget to turn it to diode instead of the IR. I mainly use the IR. That's why I forget to do it. And it also looks good on the table. So when customers want to press it at the, yes, kids especially love it. It makes people feel like they're making it themselves, even though you set it up and everything, and they're just pushing the start button. It makes them feel like they're doing it. Do you guys need to see that QR code again, or any of the codes for the discount? I can post that QR code up again. If you scan this, you'll have a chance to win a $100 gift card, American, or $140 for Canada. Just scan that, and then xTool randomly picks somebody from the form that you fill out. And then we have our regular codes here. Beth 100 off of 999, Beth 300 off of 3,999. And for our Canadian friends, we have Beth 130 off of 1,399 and Beth 450 off of 5,399. And I'll go back to that QR code because I know that's what most people want. Screenshot what URL? The one that I had up on my phone, that was for the American side. I don't know. I haven't been on the site in a while. Like I said, I don't know if they have the orange one available yet. Last time I looked, they didn't. If you do have the UV laser, yes, the UV laser controller will work as well. That way it'll match if you bring it somewhere. I don't care if it matches. I'm colorblind, so it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I can see colors. I just see them differently. Do you guys have any more questions about any of the units, not just the F2, but any other units that there are? Other than the UV printer and the M2 and the press? All right, if you guys don't have any more questions, I am going to hop off. Again, if you guys need to see more wedding ideas other than this and everything that I made here today. Not that I made this today, but I made it this week. Here's the bottle opener. Oh, under my phone. Everything is different for me when I have that graphic up with the QR code. And then we have this. And we made that cutting board as well. Again, if I'd outlined it, you would have seen that the writing really would pop even more. But like I said, I'm filling it anyway, so. But I did get a really nice dark engrave. And we did make the ring holder, which apparently I lost a heart for somewhere. Oh, there it is on the floor. I wish I'd have thought to bring glue with me, but I didn't really plan everything out ahead of time. I usually do it the week of. And I didn't think I would be making wood, but I brought wood in case because I always do. And I don't want it to fall apart on you. And the hearts are where you could put the rings when you're getting married, and the ring bearer can carry it down the aisle. Super cute idea, especially if it's like a rustic kind of wedding. You're very welcome. I'm glad you got some help from here. If you have the F2, definitely join the group. It's xTool F2 Makers. xTool F2 Makers. That's a lot to say. Abby, make a UV printed hat patch for your hats. I have a hat clip right here, actually. I haven't made myself a hat patch yet. I always neglect myself. Always. I have a couple of hats at home to do it with that I picked out for myself, but I always neglect myself. But you know what? Maybe I'll do it and make a video next week when I get home. Because I actually think I have purple leatherette at home. All right, I'm going to hop off. If you guys don't have anything else, remember to scan that QR code. It's just heavy, but you plug it in. Let me get that other graphic up so I know what I'm saying. These codes here are good until the 23rd. So if you don't get anything today or you can't think of anything, then you can get something up until the 23rd where these codes are stackable. Other than that, I hope you guys all were able to learn something. And I will see you guys probably in my groups because I know some of you are from the groups. If not, definitely find my groups or message me and I can get you the links to them. I do answer chats on all my socials. So whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all of them. I do help people out on all of them as well. All right, you guys have a great weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Be safe out there. And I will see you guys.